had the video banned. I've had a video banned. Oh, how evil I am. I've had the video banned. First I was shadow banned, then I had the recommendation changed, then I was algorithm, and now I'm banned. My video is harmless, my video is harmless, but nevertheless, I've had it banned. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Thank God for BitChute and thank God for library. They are the future for anyone who's not an idiot. Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity, Stop the New World Order, welcome to Hapanwo TV, yet again. I know, I wasn't actually planning on doing a video today. I did a big one yesterday, over an hour and a half, which was, I think it was about an hour and a half, which was my Empire Strikes Back review. And I was going to leave you guys alone for a bit to sort of catch up, because I know the channel has been pretty busy recently. I've done quite a few uploads. In fact, I'm actually planning on doing a comment reply video ahead of schedule, because of the extra uploads I've done over the last 2 weeks. I've just been more active than usual. But I was going to leave you alone for a couple of days. I've got a video planned for next week. However, something's come up I need to share with you. I've had a video banned from YouTube. I literally just checked on it. I mean, I don't know exactly when this happened. I mean, they say they'd send me an email. They'd always send you an email and explain they've done it and what they've done and why. I never got any email from them. So I received no notice at all. I just happened to check on this video, and it said it's gone. It's just a big blank black screen, and it says there's a big exclamation mark in a circle, and it says, "This video has been removed for violating YouTube's policy on hate speech. Learn more about combating hate speech in your country here." And there's like a hyperlink. Learn more. Well, now. The video in question, it's really incredible. This is a video that's been on my channel since 2017, since June 2017. It's called Jews. The title is simply Jews. In fact, I'm sure a lot of you have already seen it. And there's never any problem with it before, but now, you know, over 3 years later, they decide to get rid of it. They decide to ban it on terms of hate speech. Now, the good news is, okay, the video is not gone. The video is available on other platforms. Now, when I first saw it was like banned, I thought, oh my God. I'd already uploaded it to BitChute, so I went and checked on BitChute. And, you know, lo and behold, like, BitChute is great. Don't get me wrong, I love BitChute. As the theme tune that I've composed for this particular video testifies. Incidentally, the reason I sing my own theme tunes for this particular series of videos, my censorship videos, is because so I don't get copyright strikes. But anyway, the video was the video was on BitChute, but I started pressing. Now, BitChute, like I said, has some problems. I love the ethos of the whole BitChute idea, you know, a free speech alternative to YouTube, but it has a lot of technical problems. I've already talked about the permanently processing videos, which are probably about less than they used to be. Actually, only about probably 1 in 10 videos now is permanently processing. But sometimes some of the old ones, especially if they've not been played for a while, I find you click on them and nothing happens. So you refresh, you click on them again. It all comes up. There's nothing like, it doesn't say this video's not there. The video's there, but it won't play. It's there. You see the thumbnail, you see the player. It just won't play. I thought, oh my God, I've lost the video, because I only had two copies of this video. One was on, only had 2 versions. One was on BitChute, one was on YouTube. Now, the BitChute one had been banned for hate speech. The YouTube one had been banned for hate speech. The BitChute one wasn't working. What the hell am I going to do? I've lost this video. Because of course I don't keep all my uploads on my computer, because I don't have enough room on the hard drive. But I have them backed up on portable media, so I thought, I checked, and yeah, oof. The video was on the video was on one of my backup folders, one of my backup discs. I thought, thank God for that. So I immediately re-uploaded it to BitChute and uploaded it to library. So if you want to watch the video, you can see it there. It's on those platforms, and it's not going to be banned from those platforms, luckily. But anyway, I thought I'd look into this to find out exactly what had happened. What had I done wrong? to get what had I done wrong in making this video that got it banned for hate speech. What hateful things did I say in that video or do in that video which justified it being banned from YouTube? So I clicked on Learn More, and it took me to a page where it talks about YouTube's policy on hate speech. And I read through it, and I've made a few notes here. They say, the safety of our creators, our viewers and partners is our highest priority, and we look to each of you to help us protect this unique and vibrant community. Well, it's not unique anymore, thanks to you. Thanks to your Orwellian censorship thought crime policies. Lots of alternatives to YouTube have become very successful. And vibrant, well, it used to be. It's not vibrant anymore. The videos, I put links in the description box that explain how unvibrant YouTube is now because of your policies. It used to be vibrant, it's not anymore. It's important that you understand our community guidelines and the role that they play in our shared responsibility to keep YouTube safe. Okay. On the 5th of June, we announced some changes to our hate speech policies. Yeah, I'll go into the changes in a minute, but let's go through the basic hate speech community guidelines of YouTube. These are the ones they've had since the beginning. Hate speech is not allowed on YouTube. Right. I think that's fair enough. I mean, I don't think people who are hateful or say hateful things, genuinely hateful things, I think that's fair enough. You don't want those people on your platform. That's fair enough. So, but the question is, how many of the people actually banned from YouTube are guilty of doing that, you see? We remove content promoting violence or hatred against individuals or groups based on any of the following attributes. Alright, here's a list here. It's a very long list, actually. Age, caste, disability, ethnicity, gender identity and expression, nationality, race, immigration status, religion, sex or gender, sexual orientation, victims of a major violent event and their kin, veteran status. If you find content that violates this policy, please report it. Okay, so it gives you a list of things that you're not allowed, as it says, to promote violence or hatred against anybody based on those of those particular attributes. Now, I do think it's possible that these things are being applied selectively. I've explained in other videos that some of these attributes, for example, ethnicity or race. Now, I think that it's being applied selectively so that people can say what the hell they like against white people. For example, I know Ash Sarkar, for example, she regularly violates these policies when it comes to ethnicity and race, when it comes to white people. Many other people do. I mean, many prominent journalists and quite well-known and successful media pundits regularly violate these conditions when it comes to, for example, white people in terms of ethnicity and race, heterosexuals when it comes to sort of sexual orientation, men when it comes to sex or gender, and indeed Christianity when it comes to religion. I mean, you can kind of you can breach guidelines when it comes to those kinds of things, so long as you're targeting certain groups of people. So it's not universally applied. That's an important point to realise, because otherwise, I think we'd see, as I said, the aforementioned Ash Sarkar, we'd see Emlyn-Jones, we'd see lots of other people regularly kicked off YouTube. They'd have to form their own version of BitChute. It will probably be called Left Shoot or something. If this was applied fairly, that's what they would have to do. Although, quite frankly, I mean, if they formed a Left Shoot, I'd say fine, get on with it. I don't believe in censorship, even against people who hate me. I think people should be allowed to express hatred towards me if they like. I mean, it's up to the platform whether they want to tolerate that or not. In fact, people regularly do express hatred towards me, not for those reasons, but for other reasons, which, for example, being friends with Larry Warren or Miles Johnston, or things like that. If you support those people, they hate you for that. But that's not listed on any of these conditions. Anyway, what this policy means for you.
Do not post content on YouTube if the purpose of that content is to do one or more of the following. So it says here, encourage violence against individuals or groups based on any of the attributes noted above. We do not allow threats on YouTube, and we treat implied calls for violence as real threats. Okay, oh, that's fair enough. I mean, I would never threaten somebody publicly like this. I mean, if I would only use, as far as violence goes, it's a self-defense thing for me. That's limited. I believe in using lawful force, but I would never actually threaten someone on YouTube, or I would never incite other people to commit criminal acts. Yeah, so that's fair enough. I mean, this is basically everything I've just said about this is basically obeying the law as it exists. It says incite hatred against individuals or groups based on any of the attributes noted above. Okay, that's cool. Okay, and it carries on here. Other types of content. Other types of content that violate this policy. And it says here, dehumanizing individuals or groups by calling them subhuman, comparing them to animals, insects, pests, disease, or any other non-human entity. Praising or glorifying violence against individuals or groups based on the attributes noted above. The use of racial, religious, or other slurs and stereotypes that incite or promote hatred based on any of the attributes noted above. This can take the form of speech, text, or imagery promoting these stereotypes or treating them as factual. Claiming that individuals or groups are physically or mentally inferior, deficient, or diseased based on any of the attributes noted above. This includes statements that one group is less than another, calling them less intelligent, less capable, or damaged. Allege the superiority of a group over those with any of the attributes noted above to justify violence, discrimination, segregation, or exclusion. Conspiracy theories saying that individuals or groups are evil, corrupt, or malicious based on any of the attributes noted above. Calls for the subjugation or domination over individuals or groups based on any of the attributes noted above. Deny that a well-documented violent event took place. Attacks on a person's emotional, romantic, and or sexual attraction to another person. Content containing hateful supremacist propaganda, including the recruitment of new members or requests for financial support for their ideology. Music videos promoting hateful supremacism in their lyrics, metadata, or imagery. Okay, so I've read you a list of things, right? Now, I'm not going to describe my video, the one that's been banned. You can go and watch it for yourself, and you can decide for yourself whether or not my video entitled Jews qualifies under any of those criteria. But I will say to you right now, I believe my video does not qualify in any way as hateful, as hate speech under anything that I just read out. I say that absolutely unequivocally. There's no buts, there's no maybes, there's no conditions here. It's a very simple statement. And I've put in a complaint to YouTube about this. I've explained, could you please restore this video? It does not violate your community guidelines based on any of the conditions that you've stated. And of course, it's an outside chance this might happen. There's an outside chance the video might be restored. If it does, they probably won't tell me, and they didn't tell me they were taking it down. They say we always email people to tell them that they don't email anything. They didn't to me. I didn't receive any notification that this was being done to my video, none at all. And I'm proud of the video. I like the video. I think it's an important video that I made, and it's kind of like a go-to. As I explained in the video itself, it's based on, I was inspired to do it through a number of people who've been writing to me on a certain issue. I actually wrote to them and said, I kept writing long, detailed replies. This video is a kind of it's like a one-stop go-to answer I can give. It's a single point of reference that I can send people to answer the questions people ask me on this particular subject. It is not hateful. It does not discriminate or promote hatred or incite violence against anybody. Nobody. this is getting worse. This is getting worse. I mean, as I said, you can watch it if you go to the. I've actually put a link in the description box to the BitChute, the actual Hapanro TV blog notice. This is why I put up blog notices for every single video I make. I don't just share the YouTube links. I put blog notices up. I include the links to all the platforms where I upload something, and there I have the links to the actual video pages. So if you go to the video, it's called Jews. I posted it to the Hapanro TV blog on Monday, the 19th of June, 2017. And it says here, see here for the film, and I've got two links. I've got BitChute and I've got library, because like I said, I re-uploaded it to BitChute because I found I had a copy on my portable media, thank God. Otherwise I'd have lost the whole thing forever. And I uploaded it to library just to be sure. I may upload it somewhere else as well. There are many options now for like alternatives to YouTube. I've had loads of comments on since I re-uploaded it to YouTube. I've had a string of comments actually, which I'll be putting into the new comments reply video. But anyway, it gets worse. I mean, this is something I've tackled before, but I'm going to bring it up again because it is very important. It illustrates the situation we're in, and you've got to bear in mind that a lot of these decisions are not being made by people. They're being made by autonomous artificial intelligence systems. And the thing about artificial intelligence, it's not very intelligent. I mean, in science fiction from the 60s and 50s, you assume, like by the time you get to the 2020s, there will be machines who are kind of like super wise, super powerful, all-knowing, ruling the world for better or worse. A lot of sci-fi from the mid-20th century has that theme. When you actually get to the 2020s, you find that you don't actually get these systems are actually, there seems to be some kind of barrier that's in terms of artificial intelligence that can't be surmounted, and it relates to context, it relates to understanding. There seems so far still to be the purview of biological brains. And Sam Harris, actually, I know I've slagged him off a lot, but he's done some very good videos about with certain people. He's done several videos with artificial intelligence experts about this problem. For example, I'm giving an example. Like there was a guy, I heard a story. I don't know this person personally, but there was a person had videos removed from their YouTube channel when they were chess. The videos were simply about chess. He was a chess player, and he worked out after a while the reason this was happening is because he kept on using the words black and white, referring to chess pieces. That's right. Watch out, Aurak. Watch out, Aurak, or the computer from Blake 7. Anyway, let's carry on here because this is very important as well. This is the updated policy. Over the last few years, we've been investing in the policies, resources to protect the YouTube community from harmful content. The work has focused on 4 pillars: removing violative content. That's what they've done to me. They've removed what they believe is violative content. Raising up authoritative content. Raising up authoritative content. What the hell does that mean? Reducing the spread of borderline content and rewarding trusted creators. Oh god, yeah. The last one is pretty bad because that's basically the YouTube Heroes campaign. So basically, if you go around flagging people, who say things that are not evil, say somebody says something like, surely not all white men are rapists. There's certain YouTube community members, YouTube accounts, who'll go specifically flagging those videos for hate speech, and they're called YouTube Heroes. I mean, there's been several videos made about this, about how bloody awful this is. There was a YouTube Heroes video, I remember. Borderline content. Now we'll come to that in a minute because that's very important anyway. Thanks to these investments, videos that violate our policies are removed faster than ever, and users are seeing less borderline content and harmful misinformation. Now, why are they seeing less borderline content and harmful misinformation? That ties into the recommendations and the algorithms, which I tackle in one of the videos. Go to the background links in the description box, because I have come a cropper of this myself. In fact, when it comes to my general conduct on YouTube, I have to admit that I do qualify. I mean, not the video. The video Jews does not qualify under this, but I myself, as a content creator, do qualify in just one of these particular descriptions. All right, and where is it? Oh bloody! I made a note to look at it, and now I can't see it. Oh, where is it? Oh, look, no, conspiracy. There we go. Yes, denying that a well-documented or violent event took place. Now, you know if you watch me regularly that I do actually deny that certain well-documented violent events took place, or I at least do question the details of them, and I make no apologies for that. I mean, specifically 9/11, the 7/7 bombing, several other incidents like that. I do actually question. I don't deny that they took place. I mean, that something happened, but it wasn't what we've been told happened. It wasn't the official story, which says what happened and who's to be blamed for it and what needs to be done as a result, is false. And I'm not going to pretend it's not false just to get my videos up the recommended viewing list. So I do qualify in some cases under that scenario. I do, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think they think it's a bad thing. I don't. But anyway, because yeah, that's what they talk about when they say harmful misinformation. This is what they mean by borderline content. As we do this, we're partnering closely with lawmakers and civil societies around the globe to limit the spread of violent extremist content online. Now, when it comes to civil society, I will say more about that later, because there's something they're essentially confessing something that a lot of people have been accusing them of. Bit of dragon juice as a chaser for my tea, I think. We renew our policies on an ongoing basis to make sure we're drawing the line in the right place. Yes, we know. We know. You're continuously changing your conditions and your part of the contract, aren't you? In 2018 alone, we made more than 30 policy updates. Yes. A lot of us have paid a heavy price for that. The original contract we signed, our user contract we signed with you, YouTube, did not involve all the things you're saying now. And indeed, you apply these to videos. For example, the video I just made was 2017. I mean, I don't know specifically how. Like I say, you haven't explained why you somehow find it hateful. I don't believe it is hateful, but which of these? In what way does it? There's no explanation ever given. You write to them. I've written to them. I've complained. I've put in an appeal. I probably won't hear anything. That video will never be on YouTube again. One of the most complex and constantly evolving areas we deal with is hate speech. Well, the thing is, you've made it complex. You've made it complex specifically because you want to use the label of hate speech to silence certain opinions. So you make it as complex as possible so you can apply it where it shouldn't be applied, which is what you've done to me. We've been taking a close look at our approach towards hateful content in consultation with dozens of experts in subjects like violent extremism, supremacism, civil rights and free speech. Who are these dozens of experts? Are they members of Hope Not Hate? Are they members of the people who've been attacking David Icke, such as the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, and the other people like that? Are these experts? Experts in violence, extremism, supremacism, civil rights and free speech. Well, I'll tell you what, they're not expert. They're only experts in terms of civil rights because they want to destroy it. They're only experts in terms of in free speech because they want to destroy that. See, this is the point. This is the point we're making, right? YouTube are consulting with people with a political agenda, and that political agenda includes censorship for the sake of ideology. These are the people who are giving you advice on who should or should not have a platform on YouTube. Based on these learnings, what sort of word is that? We are making several updates. Okay, so it says here, removing more hateful and supremacist content from YouTube. So they're removing even more. I think this, you see, I'm trying to work out when Jews was banned. Because I do check it regularly, because I often get comments on there, and I like the video, and I often review it, and I usually do it on YouTube, and certainly within the last 2 weeks, I think I looked at it maybe just before I went off to Newcastle, so probably within the last fortnight it was banned. I mean, if they wrote to me and told me, I would know. But anyway, in 2017, we introduced a tougher stance towards videos with supremacist content. And what is supremacist? What exactly is meant by supremacism? Let's just look it up, shall I? I'm just going to Google it and see what it says. So, supremacism. Supremacism. Not supremacy, supremacism. Right, yeah, there we go. Supremacism is an ideology which holds that certain classes of people are superior to others and should be entitled to dominate, control, subjugate and or eliminate others. It gives a list of things which is pretty much the same as the one YouTube gave. Okay, so you're removing videos that promote supremacism. Okay, so firstly, I don't see many videos which could be described as that. Actually, I don't see many people. There are a handful of people actually who do advocate for supremacism of various kinds, and actually only a minority of them are white, I should point out, as an addition. But they're very few and far between. Very few and far between. I mean, an example would be Minister Louis Farrakhan, for example, who is definitely a supremacist. Now, I personally, I mean, there's this guy, what's his name, Roger Cannon or whatever his name is, who's just suddenly started spouting. It's hilarious, actually. Louis Farrakhan himself is a complete loony. He thinks UFOs are. He thinks he turned up at, just as an aside, Louis Farrakhan turned up at the Citizens Hearing Conference. This is a guy who calls UFOs wheels of light. And he's funny. I mean, he's more funny, I think, than anything else, because he thinks Tom Jones is a black man. But anyway, the point is right, that Louis Farrakhan is a supremacist. There's absolutely no doubt about it. I don't think he's banned from YouTube. I don't think YouTube would ban him. Quite frankly, I wouldn't want them to ban him. Obviously, if it's their platform, if he's attacking people on the grounds of the list they got rid of, that's fair enough. You know, if he's actually advocating hate and violence towards people. But I personally wouldn't want him banned, even though he would hate me, I wouldn't want him banned. Anyway, here we go. This includes about banning videos to do with supremacism, including limiting recommendations and features like comments and the ability to share a video. Alright, that's right, that is the limited state videos. Yeah, I remember they've actually stopped doing that, actually, but they used to put some videos in limited state, and if you shared a link or something, it would say, do you want to watch this video? It's been put in limited state. So you could still share it, but you'd have to log into your account, you'd have to press a button, things like that. Today we're taking another step in our hate speech policy by specifically prohibiting videos alleging that a group is superior in order to justify discrimination, segregation or exclusion based on qualities like age, gender, race, caste, religion, sexual orientation or veteran status. Well, that's kind of what you've already done, isn't it? Now, as I said, if people want to justify something like that, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I personally wouldn't want YouTube to remove those things. I'd rather be able to explain why people like Louis Farrakhan are wrong. I personally think he's insane. If he thinks Tom Jones is a black man, he's nuts. But I'd rather have a marketplace of ideas where these things can be discussed openly. I'd much rather that. Finally, we will remove content denying that well-documented violent events like the Holocaust or the shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School took place. They have actually, again, didn't remove those things. Now, first of all, they're well documented. Okay, well documented means they've been reported in the news, and a certain official stories have been put out there. For example, kid with a, what's his name? Kid with a gun walked into a school, started shooting people. Then later on, other people such as Emlyn-Jones come along and they say, well, actually, there's a few problems with this story. We've done an independent investigation. Now, what you do is, okay, if it's a well-documented violent event, then that investigation can be disproven. You can have a debate. The official story can be subjected to scrutiny in an intellectual environment where people can discuss it. The same goes for anything. Instead, what you have is what they mean by well documented is they mean official news stories say this is what happened. We recognise some of this content has value to researchers and NGOs looking to understand hate in order to combat it. Hang on, is that the only reason you believe that any of this content has value? Not because it disagrees with the official story, but because certain people such as the skeptic community or these Hope Not Hate, etc., want to look at these things to understand how evil people like us dare to question things. How we actually believe, we actually do lift a finger of caution when someone tells us 19 men with hardware tools managed to take over aircraft and defeat the best defended airspace on Earth to crash their aircraft into buildings that then turned into clouds of dust. That, you see what you're saying here? You're saying that the only value any of this has is for people who specifically already have a prejudicial and a priori view on that we're wrong and that we're evil for saying it. We are exploring options to make it available to them in the future. All right. Oh, like this is like the censors who used to like ban pornographic magazines. I remember, I think in certain countries they banned pornography or something, and then what they do is the people who are censoring it would have a massive stash of it and they sell it on the black market. Okay. Oh god, this is ridiculous. Anyway, and as always, context matters. Bullshit, you hypocrites! It doesn't matter to you at all. So some videos could remain up because they discuss topics like pending legislation, aim to condemn or expose hate, or provide analysis of current events. Well, why? That was what my video was about. Why didn't you leave that up? You bloody Orwellian bastards! You are the O'Briens of the internet. You really are. Oh, here we go. Now we come on to reducing borderline content and raising up authoritative voices. Now, what do they mean by borderline content and authoritative voices? It's the very words they use are Orwellian. In addition to removing videos that violate our policies, we also want to reduce the spread of content that comes right up to the line. Oh, really? So it doesn't go over the line. It's within your community guidelines, but it comes close enough for you to treat it differently than things that are well safely back from the line. Those cat videos. You know, those makeup tutorials. Those old guys playing golf in 1936. In January, we piloted an update of our systems to limit recommendations of borderline content and harmful misinformation. Right. But harmful misinformation, of course, refers to the things I've said before. People who ask legitimate questions about events in the news cycles and in history. These are legitimate historical and current affairs analyses which should be treated as serious hypotheses that can either be disproven or proven. If they're disproven, then that's the end of it. But you don't disprove things by telling people you can't talk about it. You see, this is what's happened to me. I mean, long before this video was banned, this is exactly what happened. I've fallen foul of the borderline content policy. Anyway, we're looking to bring this updated system to more countries by the end of 2019. And as we do this, we'll also start raising up more authoritative content in recommendations, building on the changes we made to last year's news. And that's the new conditions I've just read out from before. That's from 2017. For example, if a user is watching a video that comes close to violating our policies, our systems may include more videos from authoritative sources, like top news channels. It says here, like top news channels. The truthful BBC. The voice of reason from CNN. You see, this is they're saying, they're stating that they have a prejudice in favour of the mainstream narrative of everything. That's in the Watch Next panel. That's the column on the right of the screen, where you see the video playing, and it tells you what you can watch next. This is what is meant by recommendation changes. Oh dear. In fact, in the last year alone, we've made hundreds of changes to improve the quality of recommendations for users on YouTube. Yes. Not letting them watch Japanwo TV as much, you know. I mean, it's odd because, I mean, I knew very well that I was considered a borderline content creator. I mean, I've never had a video actually banned until now. But the thing is, if it's been banned unjustly for hate speech, then perhaps I've been declared a borderline content creator unjustly, even though, according to their definitions, I am definitely a borderline. But I don't believe I'm doing anything wrong. I don't believe there's anything immoral or irrational about what I'm doing. I don't believe any harm can come from me saying the things I say in my videos. I can't think of how any harm could come from me, for instance, questioning these events that they say are backed up by authoritative sources. Okay. In fact, in the last year alone, we've made hundreds of changes to improve the quality of recommendations. I've read that bit, haven't I? Yeah. We'll continue that work this year, including taking a closer look at how we can reduce the spread of content that comes close to, but does not quite cross the line of violating our community guidelines. Sorry, doing my YouTube voice gives me a cough. Hang on. How we can reduce the spread of content that comes close to, but doesn't quite cross the line of violating our community guidelines. To that end, we'll begin by reducing recommendations of borderline content and content that could misinform users in harmful ways, such as videos promoting a phony miracle cure for a serious illness, claiming the earth is flat, or blatantly making false claims about historic events like 9/11. So this is the harm that they say could be done by the misinformation in borderline contents. So, promoting a phony miracle cure for serious illness. This means basically anyone who talks about the the pharmaceutical industry, how it dominates the medical profession and the scientific field in terms of biotechnology and things like that, and how it will take treatments off the market if they are not profitable, even if they are very effective. Just watch the videos out there. Watch the videos World Without Cancer. Watch the videos about cannabis oil and things like that. Watch all the kinds of content creators that specialise in this field. People like Ghislaine Longto, claiming the Earth is flat. And now, claiming. Look, I think flat earthers are completely out to lunch. I think they are. I think they're totally and utterly wrong. But harmful? Harmful? What harm do flat earthers do? Yeah, I mean, if anything, they're quite funny. I mean, I've done debates with them. I mean, I think I have friends who are flat earthers. I mean, apart from the fact that they are completely deluded, being deluded is not actually harmful. I mean, the only reliable case you could make that flat Earth belief is harmful is actually from the conspiratorial point of view. Many people claim that it's actually disinformation, that it's distracting people from real lies and real falsehoods about the universe, that it's sort of being used as a test to see how gullible people are, things like that. But that's from our point of view. That's from the. I mean, I personally don't think that is necessarily the case, even from the conspiratorial point of view. So that's from the point of view of the truth movement. From the point of view of the mainstream, there's absolutely no way I can think that there can be any harm done by people claiming the Earth is flat. If anything, it could give people a good laugh. making blatantly false claims about historic events like 9/11. Right, blatantly false. So you make a claim, for example, to explain this event, 9/11, and it's blatantly false by what criteria? Through investigation, through discussion? No, because somebody says it's blatantly false, they just silence it anyway without any investigation or any discussion. So you see, those very words undo the very objective of this whole policy, because they're saying we're going to reduce the recommendation of blatantly false claims. How do we know they're blatantly false if they're reduced recommendation? Or because people can't look at it and they can't discuss it. That's how we know it's blatantly false. Do you see the ethical and logical contradiction there? They don't care about contradictions like that, do they? And they carry on. While this shift will apply to less than 1% of the content on YouTube. Yeah, it's quite sobering, isn't it? When you realise that more than 99% of what's on YouTube is really not really worth watching from my perspective. It's about things that don't interest me. I believe that's. I believe probably there are a lot of people who secretly hold our ideas but don't speak about it. They don't even look at things, probably. And indeed, opinion polls seem to support that. But anyway, to be clear, this will only affect recommendations of what videos to watch, not whether a video is available on YouTube. Yeah, so this is how they get out of it. They say, well, look, we're not actually censoring these videos, these borderline content. It doesn't breach the community guidelines, so it's still available. It's just harder to find. You have to specifically search for it, and this reduces the number of people who are going to stumble across your video. Well, that's kind of half censorship, isn't it? So they want to do the same thing. They're doing it specifically to. They're doing it essentially specifically to stop people watching it. So they're saying they're doing it in a way which is kind of like, well, it's not really censorship. It's like, because we're still available, but you know, the objective is still the same. I mean, for example, it's rather like the Catholic Church in its position on contraception. It says contraception is actually, well, I think they've come up to date a little bit, but contraception's wrong. But the rhythm method is absolutely fine. So they allow, the rhythm method is basically where a couple will have sex at a certain time of a woman's menstrual cycle, which makes it very unlikely that she will conceive. That's fine. That's fine. You can do that. You can use that rhythm method if you like, which I don't understand. I've never understood the rationale behind that, because they're essentially saying that it's okay to have sex specifically while specifically trying to avoid procreation from that act. Which is the rhythm method is a form of contraception, and in a sense this is exactly the same. YouTube, what applies to fucking applies to censorship, if you'll excuse my language. They're saying yes, we understand that we understand that what we're doing is actually trying to prevent people having information on YouTube, but that's not censorship. That's right, yes. And I'm not a chiropodist, but I do make a living cutting corns and hard skin out of people's feet. That's that joke from Mel Smith and Griffiths Jones, yeah. Anyway, we think this change strikes a balance between maintaining a platform for free speech and living up to our responsibility for users. Well, no, it doesn't, YouTube. It doesn't, because your terms and conditions, I think, are changing specifically so you can practice a breach of free speech. You've been bought out by a giant mega media corporation, and you're not trying to put the genie of basically the printing press style revolution that the internet has created back into its bottle. You want to put the genie back in the lamp. It's too late. It's out there now. But you're desperately trying now to shut things up, and it's really ruined everything. It has totally ruined what was, when it started in 2005. YouTube was wonderful. I mean, I was lucky. I joined in 2000. I started uploading, creating my own content in 2008, but I joined soon after YouTube began. And it was great. It was so fun, because people could put videos out there, potentially reaching millions of people without a studio, without anything, with just a camera and an account. And it was funny. There was some great characters. How many of you remember Red Phantom? He was a guy. He was a sort of geeky guy with glasses and a baseball cap, a bit like me without the glasses. But he used to read. He just used to read stuff out on camera. But he used to say at the end of it, "I'll see you on the flip side." And he was a real character. And there was that. And you could have arguments with people. You could actually get into even quite bitter arguments with people. No one would care. There was this guy. There was this guy. I can't remember who their names were, but there was one guy who was like he was an IRA supporter, and he used to sit in front of his camera with his uniform on. He was American. He was an American guy, but he was really into Ireland and stuff like that. And he wore his IRA uniform. He had a big Irish trickler behind him, and he used to talk about Ireland and stuff like this. And he made loads of videos like that. And there was this other guy, this sort of very posh-sounding English guy. He used to make videos attacking him. He used to go, "Fuck you, and fuck you, and fuck you again." He used to talk like, I think he was a student or something. And no one cared. I mean, then the IRA guy would make a video like attacking him, and this went on and on and on, and it was just no harm was done. Everyone just enjoyed it. Everyone just let them get on with it. For goodness sake, we're adults. We're not children. This is it. The government treat us like kids. Oh. Well, I'm looking at this. As I said, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm looking at this post now on the Panamo Voice, on Panamo TV, and it says the notice is still there. The original notice I had up there. It says "See here for the film." I got a BitChute link underneath, and I got a library link. There's no YouTube link, and there never will be. And it's the reason why makes no sense. The reasons why make no sense. I've studied YouTube's terms and conditions, and I don't believe I've breached them. You could go and watch Jews yourself and see for yourself. But honestly, if you really believe that I'm that I am guilty under any of the terms and conditions that I've read out, then please feel free to come to the comments box of this video or the video itself, Jews on the other platforms, or come to the comments box of this video and explain to me where you think I've gone wrong. Explain to me why what I've done is hate speech, because I'll debate you with one hand tied behind my back. I feel I've turned a corner with this situation. I really think that this is a milestone for me, because this is the first time I've actually had a video removed forever from YouTube, my primary platform, against my will. This is not just a BitChute exclusive that I've made. This is a video that's now a BitChute exclusive, which has been made a BitChute exclusive by force, and it's not. It's a library as well. It's on library and BitChute. Will others follow? Will the terms and conditions of YouTube increase until the current borderline content is actually shoved over that border, and it can be deleted? I think the way things are going, there's no sign of this stopping. There's nothing to indicate that these continuous changes, every few months they update their terms and conditions. There's no indication that they're going to reach some point where they say, okay, that's good enough, we'll stop here. They're going to carry on. They're obviously taking advice from the government. They're taking advice from NGOs like Hope Not Hate, and these people who have a political agenda, like I've said. And this is how David Icke got banned. This is how Emlyn-Jones got banned. This is how lots of other people have got banned. Sure, you get some idiots on YouTube who deserve to be banned. People who literally do incite hatred, incite violence, threaten. They break the law. There's already laws for dealing with those people. You don't need censorship for it. I think at some point the internet is simply going to split into two. You're going to have the old internet is just going to become just like the mainstream media. You're going to get your official news channels. You're going to get your mainstream movies, your mainstream soap operas and game shows. Any independent content creators will be as insipid and boring and cliched as imaginable. It would be the cat videos and things like that. And all the interesting stuff, the radical politics, the conspiracy theories, the UFOs, the paranormal, all that is going to go onto Internet 2. And Internet 2 will consist of blockchain databases, peer-to-peer systems, the deep net, dark web, things like that. That's where all the interesting stuff is going to go. And you know which direction I'm going in, don't you? And that's where you'll find me. If for any reason I disappear from YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, you know where I'll be. Come and join me over there. So, thank you very much, all of you, for watching Hapanwo TV. Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity. Stop the New World Order. But you can't keep a good hospital porter down for long. I'm on other platforms. I'm a content creator. I'm gonna make more videos wherever they appear. YouTube won't stop me with their algorithms and their shadow banning and all their censorship as they turn it into YouTube TV. The mainstream news and mainstream media is going to take over YouTube, and nothing will be left but cat videos and makeup tutorials and unboxing. All the interesting stuff is going to go somewhere else, so that's where you need to be.